we're going to continue to move on. Let's jump right into weekly MVPs. Because we've talked about some players that are hot. We've talked about some of these guys, playing some great baseball, staying hot. So who do you have as your weekly MVP?
Well, I mentioned Verlander, who had a really good week.
Sure
I'm going to go with a gentleman we talked about earlier this year, Hunter Green.
Ooh, okay.
For the Reds, who are playing quite a bit better. Not great.
I mean, when
you started out 3-22, it's pretty easy.
It's only up from there.
Yep. 2 starts for Green in the past week. 12 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 15 Ks, 8 and 7 in his last 2 games, respectively. And of course, he only got 1 win out of it, but pitching well.
Yeah,
pitching well. And I think after his 2 2/3 inning game on May 5th, where he gave up 8 runs, he's only had a couple glitches in there since. He's pitched a lot better, a little bit more consistent. I think you'll see more of that out of the year. I think probably some point, as long as he stays healthy after the All-Star break, I think you'll see him get into a groove, and who knows, maybe run a whole bunch of wins off in a row, or at least good starts in a row.
Yeah, if you get some quality starts, I think you're going to maybe towards the end of the year potentially see him start skipping a start every once in a while and have like a spot start, or have a reliever go there. Just he's a younger guy, and you don't want to risk the injury on one of your studs. So that's
I think you're going to be looking. Let's see, only 1 game has he not had 6 or more strikeouts.
Yeah,
even in that 2 2/3 inning game where he gave up 8 runs, he still struck out 7.
Yeah, it's crazy that
7.
It kind of blows my mind how many people you can strike out but still give up hits, and it's mind blowing. But either way, the way the technology is, and apparently, like we spoke about last episode with the fancy pitching machine that is coming out, they're going to be able to have him dialed in, and that's going to be a really interesting thing to see. But I think it's going to be this is the first time for my weekly MVP that I have a pitcher, and it's going to be the first one that we have dual pitchers. So. Right. Pretty impressive that we're going to have double pitchers, but I went with Ross Stripling. Not only because I was like, I'm going to take a chance and put him in my fantasy league because he has 2 starts next week, and he had 2 good starts. So again, he went 11 innings, 2 wins, 6 Ks, 2 ground and double plays, and a .18 WHIP, and he had back-to-back 1 hitters. He's gone almost 14 innings of scoreless ball with 2 starts and then 1 relief appearance in there. Obviously, he's filling in for some injuries in the lineup. I think he's filling in for Ryu, right?
Yep, for Ryu for the Jays. Yep. He's done well. He has been a godsend for the Jays.
If he continues to play like that, I mean, you got to find a way to keep this guy in the rotation.
Yep. And basically, what they're doing is 2 times through the order.
Yep.
The numbers say he doesn't fare nearly as well 3rd time around.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows, depending on what team he's playing, he might see the 3rd time, but basically he's a lock for 2 times through.
Yeah. Yep. So it's we got Ross. We got the first ever time that we've had weekly MVPs that are both pitchers. And it's not to take away from the hitters, but Ross in many leagues was the number 1 rated player. But you have guys like Jose Ramirez and a couple of guys that are still crushing the ball. But I want you to just keep listening, because who we have in a little bit for the worst players is probably going to blow your mind. So let's go ahead into our worst players of the week.
All right.
You ready for it? You want to lead us off?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because yours, yeah. I like yours. I like mine. I'm going to go with Andrew Velasquez, the starting shortstop for the Angels. Now, granted, he did hit 2 home runs, but those were his only 2 hits. He went 2 for 20 with 9 Ks, 2 home runs, 3 RBIs. You got to have more out of your starting shortstop, especially if you're the Angels struggling. I mean, you got to think, hey, some of those losses when you're going 2 for 20, you got to hit.
Yeah, you
got to hit.
You got to have production out of your 8, 9, especially the rest of the order, because if you're not getting on, then you're not going to give the Trouts and the Otanis another at bat. So as much as some people think, hey, it's my 8, 9 guy. Well, no, you need that value. You need that production out of them, because without them, you're not getting to the top of the lineup. You're not getting to the meat and potatoes of the lineup.
Yeah,
but just not a good week.
Frenchie Cordero 0 for 16. Here's one I found interesting. The Braves win 11 in a row, right?
Mm-hmm.
Marcell Ozuna the past week 2 for 18.
Yeah.
So, let's say he gets hot, then the Braves stay hot. So
that's
a little weekly slump for Ozuna. Nothing to worry about, but I found that interesting. You would have thought that he would have been a big part of that.
Yeah, that's a scary thing to think when you have a decent part of your lineup not, kind of underperforming.
Not contributing when you're really playing well.
Yep. So for the past 2 weeks, my weekly, worst player of the week was Andrew McCutchen, and the Brewers are still playing okay. Andrew McCutchen is not this week. He is not one of the worst. I'm assuming he's still on the team because I haven't seen anything that he wasn't.
Bomb last night.
And Milwaukee is 2 for 8, and they've actually given up the NL Central lead to the Cardinals. But this is a surprising, worst player of the week, and it's Mookie Betts. Yeah, seriously. Mookie Betts went 2 for 26. He only had 2 singles, 5 Ks. He hit .077.
Ouch.
I think he was on our MVPs last week or the week before.
Yeah.
And he has fallen hard. And just kind of shows the struggle a little bit more of the Dodgers, when you have somebody like this, MVP caliber, a lot of money in your payroll that is just underperforming, to say the least. I mean, he came into preseason around a top 10 fantasy baseball player, and currently after the last 7 days, only the 7 days, taking in this, 2 for 26 week, he is rated 719 in our fantasy league. So not a great look for him, but if you continue to look at the worst players, you see a lot of Pirates on there. You see Daniel Vogelbach, you see Diego Castillo, and you see Michael Chavez. So a lot of them are all having terrible weeks, and that explains why the Pirates haven't won baseball game in a long time. But we're not going to talk about the worst team of the week.
That just means what that does mean for someone like Betts, buy low.
Yeah,
Betts will come back.
He will, 100%.
100%.
Yeah. And so if it's me, I'm looking at potentially some, same game parlays. I think the Dodgers bounce back, and I definitely would look into, Mookie with a over on 1.5 hits in the next couple of games. I mean, if you have 2 hits in a week, he's going to come out with a couple of multi-hit games. He's just too good not to.